just been through warm-up weekend where Fury and Joshua have had their warm-up fight ahead of that mega big super clash that they're going to have at the end of the year, put on by Turkey Al Sheikh and by Netflix. That's what's happening. The fight, the Joshua Prenga fight last night was super worrying. I mean, first of all, Joshua getting back in the ring after what's happened to him at the beginning of the year with the accident is insane, right? Most people would just walk away from the sport, stacked cash. Do you know what I mean? Like loads and loads of money. You didn't have to do it, but clearly, like, fighting is in him. Boxing is in him. He wants to continue to box. There was the Zone have put out a 30-minute kind of little documentary about his rise and what's been happening. He's right up for it. But that first round against Prenga, who on paper really impressive, but not fought anybody that anybody knows, was really worrying. Prenga took his shot, right, and Joshua was so lucky to get through that. He got knocked down, was a count. He had a standing count because he put his glove down. He got folded into the ropes. He was lucky, really lucky to get through that first round. And if I'm honest with you as well, he was lucky that Prenga didn't put it back on him again. His corner should have been saying just more the same. Just push, even if you're going to get knocked out in the second round. This is your chance. Do not sit back and let Anthony Joshua just tee off on you. Because the second round, Prenga, after all that momentum in the first, Prenga seemed to just not really throw much. I've watched it back again. It's only a 2-round fight, so I watched it back again this morning. I thought, yeah, Prenga really should have went for it. But he didn't, and therefore Joshua was able to tee off on him. You can't let Anthony Joshua tee off on you. He's got big hands, hasn't he? So he just totally just crumpled him. So Joshua's getting through it, but I think we were all hoping that would say more from Joshua. A really good comeback, and it's a knockout without a doubt. But that early pressure from Prenga is worrying, and the fact that he hit the ground again like relatively easily. I say easy, it's a big heavyweight man punching you in the head, right? It does make a difference, but it is a bit of a worry. But he got through it, which means that at the end of the year, we're going to have the Fury and the Joshua fight. Got Fury, he had his fight out in Thailand with Wach. Seen the highlights of that. It looks just big and slow, cumbersome. Doesn't look like he's got much in the tank, to be fair. There's Fury. Loves the fighting game, doesn't he? He just wants to be around fighting all the time. So the fight's going to happen, but it's definitely, everybody says it's 5 or 6 years too late. It really is. It looks like it's going to happen out in New York. That's where the numbers are going to be. They reckon that the difference in Netflix views from a kind of an afternoon slot to a night slot in America is massive. But I don't think it'll change the numbers in the UK much, which I would disagree. But after this weekend warm-up, my interest and excitement around the Fury-Joshua fight is really dipped, because you can see that they've lost a lot. They have lost a lot. And hopefully Joshua can bring something back, because you know that Fury's going to be able to weather storms. You know he'll be able to get through a good set of rounds without a doubt. He always does. But you want Joshua to be able to properly compete and not get caught early. So Eddie Hearn was saying that this would be the biggest fight in British boxing history. But now that you can definitely see the impact of the 6 years gap, where they should have fought, and it would have been Britain's biggest fight, there's no way this would be bigger than a Ben Eubank, as in the original Ben Eubank, or Froch Groves. No, they meant something, and these lads at the time, the fellas were kind of at their peak. It was really competitive fighting, where this is just a final kind of cash grab. I don't think so much from Joshua. I think he does feel as if he can go on and become undisputed, but from last night's performance, he really needs to kind of work on his defence. He really does. But hey, what do I know? Do you know what I mean? What do I know? But it's been a good weekend of boxing. Eddie Hearn must have been shitting himself, because Josh Kelly, local lad from where I'm from, he won. He got through it narrowly. He lent upon a really good lead over the first 3 rounds, I'd say. On those first 3 rounds, he was super fast, super accurate, like elite level. And then the pendulum just started to swing. Josh did come back at the end, but my God, was he marked up. Cuts under both his eyes. His nose was a mess. So Eddie must have been shitting himself having Josh go through that. And then each year go through that. And there should be big cash cows for Eddie Hearn. But yeah, it is what it is. What do you think? Are you excited for the Fury Joshua fight? Are you not bothered? I'm not as interested as I was. But you give it a few weeks gap, yeah, and you start to forget. If the memory fades a bit, you start to remember them as they were. You start to get excited again. Next up, Moses Atama on August the 29th. August the 29th. I'm just looking at me kind of. Now, that is Atama and Hrgovic. That's a proper big competitive fight where you're going to see, I think you're going to see Atama land massive bombs. And Hrgovic is a forward fighter. I think he gets rid of who's rough. He's tough, man. Tough lad as well. But I still think he gets rid of him the first half of the fight. Anyway, that's been Fight Night on the Men's Head Show. Please subscribe. Please comment. What do you think? Am I talking absolute bullshit? Am I bollocks? Do I not know what I'm talking about? Do you agree? Leave comments about that. And I do a Friday night live stream called The Men's Head Show every Friday at 7 p.m. Always touch on some of the boxing that's come up that weekend. But take a lads mag versus virtual pub The Spread Eagle. Few pints, laughs, chats, cold ones, all that type of stuff. Right.